You're listening to Blush Podcast with your hosts, Kelly and Penny. Two sultry, seductive sirens who do a deep dive into your favorite romance books. So take a seat, fill your glass, 'cause shit's about to get weird.
Hey everybody, I am here with the Naughty Narratives with Branden Davis-Butler and E.M. Wylde, our resident narrators for the day. Hooray!
Hey!
Yay, welcome. Okay, so now we can talk about what we're drinking. Go ahead. You were so excited to bring it up.
Me?
So, yeah.
You.
Well, any chance I can have a breakfast beer, because it's 9:30 where I am, I jump at the chance. You know, it's going to be a great day when you're drinking Bavaria.
Ooh.
And the reason why I buy Bavaria beer is because I took my calculator into the liquor store, and this is the most bang for your buck as far as the European, or all the imported beers.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It's got about 10.
You should make it very clear and be like, disclaimer, if they would like to sponsor me.
Yeah.
You just did such a great ad for
That
that.
was a very, yeah. Can you do, I usually make all the narrators do some sort of, is there anything on the can that's like describes the beer or whatever that you can say in a narrator voice?
Yes. Return for refund where applicable. Contains water, barley, malt, and hop extract.
What kind of, is it like a lager? Is it a pale ale? What is it?
This particular beer is a, well, I know it's premium. Whatever it is, it's premium.
Okay.
And, geez, I don't know. I'm going to say, let's just go with lager.
Okay.
It's, or a Pilsner. One of those.
And there went your
Like
ability to
European,
get sponsorship out
Yep.
the window.
It's a European beer. That's probably what it is. But
I know it's,
so describe the taste. Yeah.
well, let's say you were, well, I'm not going to spit. I'm definitely going to swallow.
Yay! You know what we're talking about. Yeah. You've listened. I love it.
No, if this beer was a if this was not a liquid that I'm drinking, but rather an excretion from an orifice or some kind of external member, and I did
And if
happen
it's
to,
warm.
and I did happen to swing that way, then I would definitely swallow.
Even if it was like body temperature.
Even if it was body temperature, even if it was chunky. Well, maybe not if it was chunky.
No, gross. Yeah. Branden, what about you? What do you got?
I didn't think to bring in all the bottles, but I put it in a wine glass. But it's
fancy.
God, I forgot what it was called. It was one of the dirty ones you sent.
So what is your drink then?
It's the one with raspberry. Oh my God. Hold on.
Oh my
I have to look at what
God.
you sent us.
Oh, I was gonna say, should I look it up and see?
I looked at your list and it was beyond my skill set.
Okay, let's see. Is it the Dirty Little Virgin? That one.
Whoops.
Dirty Little Virgin.
No, it
Yeah.
was the wet pussy shot.
Oh. Okay, so you did the lick my pussy?
No, the wet pussy shot.
Oh.
I thought it was called the wet ass pussy shot. That was a WAP.
Oh
Not
yeah,
this
it said wet pussy, but they added in wet ass pussy.
Yeah.
Wap wap wap. So vodka, gin, coconut rum, peach schnapps, pineapple juice, cranberry juice.
Yep.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah, it's pretty
How is
good.
it?
You got to make
Is
a
it?
whole jug of that to make it worthwhile.
Yeah. Because it's all like
I
much
have multiple glasses
nice.
right now.
Okay. So do your flavor profile
Okay,
stuff.
so you can definitely taste. I put a lot of pineapple in there though, so definitely taste the pineapple. It's really there's just a lot of fruit. Like I like fruity stuff. That sounds
Yeah.
interesting. But so yeah, I
That's
mostly
what-
taste the pineapple.
I wonder if like I would be able to drink like a whole lot like you have because I don't really like the fruity shots or stuff for like shots are okay, but if I have like an entire thing of a fruity drink, I'm meh.
See, for me, I had to water it down with the juice just because it's
Mm.
10:30 in the morning and I have a whole day ahead of me.
I know I
So,
am a really, really good influence.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so what I have is I got this Three Olives vodka, but it's rosé.
Huh.
So I wanted to try that, and they suggested, oh, should I read a little thing on the
Yeah.
back? Oh yeah, this is kind of what I did. Three Olives rosé vodka is the result of blending the nose and taste of a traditional rosé with an exceptionally smooth vodka. Enjoy with club soda and a grapefruit twist to take your party into the night. So it's kind of like a spritzer or like a vodka soda, but it's got the rosé. So eh, it's supposed to be like, one part, but I was like, eh.
It's gonna take the
Yeah.
party into the night.
Yes.
Yep.
And I don't know. I like vodka. Also, I don't have any cocktail glasses here, so I just have this. Oh well.
Well, cheers to your beers, or
Well, I gotta.
your
Oh,
rosé and
that's
your.
pretty good. I hadn't really had any of yet, but that's actually it does smell like a rosé. It is really good because I'm a vodka fan. Like vodka soda is kind of like what I'll get if I'm just like I don't know what to have. I'm just gonna have this to like hang out. And then this has a nice little rosé flavor to it. That's delightful. Okay, let me have some sort of interview here instead of us just like talking. Tell us how you became a narrator.
Who are you talking
That's
to?
you.
You.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
How did I become a narrator? So, first and foremost, I'm an audiobook fan. So, you always had those books of CDs or those CDs on, sorry, books on CD or books on tape laying around. You go on like a drive, be like, you'd splurge and buy one or get one from the library. But it wasn't until like I had a hernia surgery in 2019 or something. And I was trying to read, laying in my sick bed, high on all the best drugs. And I couldn't like keep the book up. I was just like, God, I kept losing my page. And I was like, what about
So you
audiobooks?
you couldn't keep it up? Is
I couldn't
that what
keep
you're
it up.
saying?
No, I was too high. And and then I was like, what about that Audible thing? Yeah, and then I was like, downloaded the app and got a trial run. And the first book I bought was the Blade Runner book. The Do
Oh,
Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is what it's called. That's and I was just like, whoa, I could just like inject my like audio like books into my body. It was
so
like
these are high thoughts then, basically.
That is great.
it's like
Yeah.
it was like a game changer. I'd just be like just lying there all high on my good post-surgery drugs and just soaking up audiobooks one after the other. And then I became just an audiobook nerd and because I was also on these like pat leaves with 3 kids, so I was on some back-to-back pat leaves. And I'd be like, well, I can take the kids to the playground and listen to my audiobook. I can listen to audiobooks while I change diapers. I can do my entire parenting stint listening to audiobooks.
Don't listen to the kids at all. Just listen to your audiobooks.
just be somewhere else. No, I love my kids. And then, but yeah, I became a big audiobook geek. Basically, I had my favorite narrators every time I'm like chatting with my friends. What do you listen to, man? What do you listen to? And then one day I was like, I wonder, because I used to be I taught school for 10 years. Elementary school, I taught phys ed and fine arts, and so I'd in the fine arts part of it, especially the drama, you'd read a lot of stories to the kids, and it was always my favorite thing to do. And also like reading, and I always be like pretending I was an audiobook narrator. Like if I was an audiobook narrator, how would I read this? And anyways, I was like, maybe I could do it. But I thought my voice, because I kind of have like a more of a mid-range voice. My natural voice is more like mid-range. So I was like, well, maybe I'm like young adult or like middle grade kids books. So I was, the first audiobook I ever narrated was a middle grade kids book called The Light Keeper. And then I just kind of, that's kind of where it started. And then it just kind of got more adult until it got extremely raunchy and hardcore. So I learned, my natural voice is more like mid-range, but once you learn like mic technique and stuff, you can like get it right up close to the mic and be like, yeah, baby, yeah.
I want your best, growliest, like whatever. Fuck.
Oh, okay. How about fuck, or like,
Ooh, that's good.
fuck.
One.
I did
Yep,
record all morning, so I'm a little bit. As you know, I have a polyp on my vocal cord.
I don't want to hurt your throat.
So this
That's
is not
what she said.
Just thinking it.
It might not be my.
Do you want me to
best.
just, I have my button. Do you want me to just start hitting my button? Oh God,
Yes.
that's also what she said.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Hit that button.
It's right there.
Fuck.
That's great.
So, there I was working as like a 1-900 like sex phone operator, and I lost a bet,
What's the number?
and here I am. What? That's how I'm here.
I love it. I love it.
People are gonna hear this and be like, "What the fuck?"
Be like, what? What? I love it. I should have said this at the intro. So you guys do a fair amount of projects together. Can you talk about like what it's like working together and how like a lot
God,
of
it's a
people
nightmare. He's awful. He's such a freaking
he's
diva.
the worst. Like if anybody says
This is
he's cast, you're gonna be like, can we recast this? So like because a lot of people don't know that you guys aren't like together in the same room. So can you
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about like kind of the process of how you do something with a co-narrator?
So, for us, so we talk about our projects and stuff outside of just, but I mean, really, I think EM, our very first one, I had my stuff done and was waiting on yours.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
No, 'cause it was a recast. It was somebody else was cast in that place first, so I already had my audio done. She recast the role, and that's when I was like, "Hey, why don't you hop in on this? But let me give you the warning that it gets really really interesting." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm down." So I was waiting for his audio, and every time it would come in, I think I was on a flight, and I was like, "Is this gonna weird you out if I listen to like just your audio as I'm on the flight?" And he's like, "No, go for it." And so that was kind of fun. And then as it got stitched together, I was just like, wow, that actually sounded really, like, once it's all put together, it sounded really good. And that book has done great. So, from what I'm told.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't done any live narrations.
Or-
I did lose a bet.
That's right. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Damn it! I should
Oh
keep
God,
my big mouth shut. God damn it.
No, tell me.
I don't even
Need
remember
the
what the
dirt.
bet was.
I
but
bet he does.
What was
I
the
know what
bet?
the terms were.
Yeah, I remember this. What was the bet? Hockey game? No.
I don't. I just remember I forced it upon
bet
you
on
because I was
hockey
like, "Oh, we're
games,
gonna
that's
make this
not-
bet," and then he takes forever to respond to things sometimes, and I was like, "Oh, yep, okay, the bet, yes, it's on." So he came back on. He's like, "Wait, what?"
So we have to do 4 sessions live where I am the female character.
I love it. Oh my God. When
And
are
you
we
know who
doing
has
this?
like volunteered their work? So Lyra's volunteered her work. Mika's volunteered her
Oh
work.
my God, like the
bunch of people.
dirtiest of dirty scenes.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's been great.
Yes. Oh my God. It keeps like falling down. And
I was doing that to
Anyway.
you the other night too.
I know. And I've got it like,
You
that's
gotta
what she said, as tight as
tighter,
it can go.
tighter.
I can't get it any
Give it a little tickle.
I always want it tighter and it won't go. I can't get it super tight. Okay, so we were all in New Orleans together for the Dark Star event, and we had a pajama party, bedtime stories, sexy time reading, and Lyra Blake had a demon story that she requested EM to read the demon voice for, and it was so amazing.
So good.
It was so good. And like when I read her book just on its own, that book, I was like, I texted her and I was like, this is who I'm hearing, by the way, for this. It was the best. Can you do some of your demon voice, please?
It's funny because the demon part, I guess she had a more of a modern demon in mind. Well, 'cause I hadn't read the story.
Yeah, that's what she told me after, but then she was like, oh, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, do your demon
and I had
voice.
more of a traditional demon in over, kind of a demon, like a get on your knees. I like you. Yeah, I'm not a writer.
Oh my God.
Do you want to go out sometime?
Oh my God.
Oh, my voice is heavily fatigued. Otherwise, I could really.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could.
Oh,
really
you're
Yeah,
fine.
it was real like, and then the one that that book that you two did together, the Scream at the Fair, whatever. There's one dude, a side character, in
It
his
was
voice,
the ape guy, right?
the ape
you
guy, and I was like, I love his voice, the like gorilla voice. It was so good.
No, my favorite line that he did in that was like the "oof, you bitch." And I would go back and replay that, and I was dying laughing because I'm like, I could just picture your face as you did it, and I'm just,
You bitch.
it's so funny.
Yeah, because I was listening to that right after I had knee surgery. So I was like
Yeah.
just like hanging out and I was like, I'm gonna listen to this like so many times over and over and over. Like again, like any of your lines, I was just like, I love this so much.
I was really just going for like a death metal kind of voice.
Yeah,
for that character.
it worked. Hmm.
It's like, I smell your scent.
I'm not gonna lie, I
love
got
it.
so much feedback about you from like those teasers that I put together. Like everybody was just like feral over your voice and like, who is that? And oh, I gotta follow him. So yeah.
Well, that's great to
There you
hear.
go.
And then it's been like downhill since then. My voice is just like, yeah.
Oh, your voice.
But-
Oh, we should have him do the gag reflex thing.
Okay.
Camera and some strange
Yes.
tools.
Yeah.
So before we forget, I had Brandon do this, and we're gonna make you wait. Do you have a bottle handy, like with a neck like this?
got this.
I know Brandon does. No.
That'll work. Do that. Totally do that. I vote for that.
I have
You have a pencil or a pen? We'll just, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hey, I've got that. Yeah.
perfect. Okay.
Great.
So
what's this? How about
What?
this weird thing?
mm, do the other one.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was telling Brandon that
You might need something longer. You
That's
have a
what
pen?
yeah, that is what she said.
That is what.
There
Yeah,
we
that
go.
works.
Okay. So, but I like this because of it's a little bit more girthy for like when
Yeah.
it hits the back of your throat, what she said. So I was telling Brandon that
three
with
pens.
Penny, yeah,
How
there you
about
go.
four
Let me get my
pens
wine bottle.
together.
Keep
Okay.
talking, but then, yeah, let
Yeah.
me go get mine.
Okay, so Penny and I, like, she was asking me for like critiques or not critiques, pointers for oh my God, I didn't say if mine was a spit or swallow. It's definitely a swallow. Anyway, we were talking about pointers for like deep throating basically. And so we were using our wine bottles to see how far down we could go. And so Brandon and I did this the other day and we'll do it again. So you gotta like,
It's like, it goes all the way down.
yeah.
But then we were talking, I was telling her about this thing that I saw where they said, here's how to get rid of your gag reflex. And it was like this whole pressure point thing. So I'm curious, will you gag on it? And then if we do the pressure point thing, will it work?
Will it work? Yeah. So do your pens, I
Like deep
guess.
throat it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. Okay, pull it out.
Oh, yeah.
Saw that.
Like you said, pull it out. Okay,
Okay,
now do the
so-
thing that Branden learned.
Okay, so you have to take your left hand, put your thumb in your palm, and then make a fist and squeeze it as hard as you can for like 5 seconds. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. It's like a Kegel, but in your hand.
He doesn't know what a
squeezing.
Kegel is. Well, I don't know.
might.
Maybe he does.
It's when you
He
squeeze
doesn't
your
know how to do
butthole.
it.
Close enough.
Sort
Close
of.
enough. I'll give you a pass. Okay, now open your hand and pinch right here in the webbing. Pinch really hard for like 5 seconds. You just look constipated.
Yeah. Does it just redirect like the feeling to somewhere else? I'm assuming. But
Okay,
it
now
has
try
do
to
that?
deep throat it real
Okay,
quick.
now try to do it and see.
But did you get farther?
I think I did get a little bit farther. My eyes are watering.
I'm so cute.
Are your eyes watering? Listen,
Oh,
if you're not crying,
get
you're
used
not
to it.
doing your job. So,
Yeah.
Did I get the part?
ah, I mean, okay. So I have another question. Especially because I know you guys and whatever, and anybody listening for what the conversation has been so far. This is probably not that much of an in-depth wink wink question, but have you ever had a hard time reading a section of a book while you're narrating? Like if it was like too much, too far, too shocking, like whoa, that's a little too much, or also if you like couldn't stop laughing.
I've never had read a thing that made me say, "Whoa, this is a lot." But yeah, sorry, I never felt I had to stop or anything like that. But yeah, there was some kind of pretty grapey scenes that were like, like,
Yeah.
okay, got to get into a dark place for this.
Yeah. It's probably hard to do.
Still happy to do it. And but I definitely laugh a lot at the like alpha hole characters.
Mhm.
Just at, like,
Yeah.
the way they talk. I know it's like everyone loves the alpha holes, but I personally get a kick. Or no, Branden doesn't like the alpha holes, judging by her look.
There are people
It
that think they can
depends.
pull it off and
Yeah.
they can't.
Mhm.
So I'm not a fan of those ones.
It depends. Context.
So the constant "you're mine, no one can have you, you're mine."
And like if somebody said that in real life, right? Everyone would be like, get fucked, you know. But
Right.
So,
Anyway.
so some of that kind of dialogue makes me kind of giggle. Then like get into character. Yeah, you're mine.
touch her and die, rah. What about warm-ups? What kind of warm-ups do you do before you start recording?
I have a whole routine. It's like half an hour long.
Do you really? Well, with the Apollo, yeah, okay.
Well, no, even before that, the only thing I've added is my like larynx massage. Gotta give
Do it some more.
some strokes. The trick is you gotta stroke the entire larynx from base to tip. And then give it a little tickle at the base, maybe stick one finger behind there and just like get deep down into the base of the larynx and a little wiggle. So maybe some circular motions.
Wiggle.
And then what you want to do is you want to like start slow and then just get faster.
This is great.
It's so good. I love it so much. And now I'm gonna imagine you doing that to yourself every day. What she said.
And a lot of people think you need your whole hand like with your larynx, but really you just need like 3 fingers will get the job done.
Wait. Okay.
Especially if
ask,
you apply the correct pressure, right?
is this
Exactly. You don't want to over frictify.
is this right before you say, "Hey, Branden"? Because that's gonna make me feel kind of weird.
No, you say "Hey, Branden" right at the end.
Yeah, so I guess it is before.
So after you're finished, then you say
The
my
hey,
name.
the hey Brandon's at the end. Yeah, exactly. When you're all finished, you have to
So-
exclaim Brandon.
There's the story behind that. So we had been talking about like natural voices, and because some of the feedback had been that he drops into this really low register, and yeah, it's a lot of women are really into that, but it's like, okay, for the dialogue by all means, but like when you're doing the prose, just do your natural voice. And if you're trying to find that, just be like you're talking, like when we would talk on the phone, I'm like, just be like, hey, Brandon, by the way, blah, 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 blah. And so he told me like he started doing that, and now all I can see is this, and at the very end being like, hey, Brandon.
Hey,
I've
Brandon.
massaged myself to
Brandon.
completion, and then I'm gonna say, hey Brandon.
It's like, loose. Hey, Brandon.
She's it. This is our friendship right here.
Mhm. Hooray!
So I do that. and then I do some vocal warm-ups. I used to do like, there's just random guys I follow on YouTube that do like, there's some like, and some like,
That probably comes in handy also.
and then like the straw warm-ups where you go to like, do the straw and you're like, do sirens or do scales, or I always sing the Star Wars theme or Superman. The
Yeah,
red leather, yellow leather.
Mm-hmm. Brandon, what about you? Warm-ups?
I just did my warm up and I deep throated a wine bottle.
Mhm.
What do you want?
There you go. That's all you need.
I'm gonna incorporate the pens
Wait.
into my warm-up.
Yeah,
The four
do
pens.
it. Mhm. And then do this thingy
You gotta do
too.
the thing first.
Squeeze the thumb. Pinch
You gotta do the thing first.
Pinch the web. Deep throat the pens.
Yes.
Well, I have a bit of a tent fort going on, but it gets more sophisticated every day because I got a tent fort in a corner, and then on the actual walls, 2 of the walls are wall walls, 2 of the walls are moving blanket walls, like Brandon's looks like. And but then I've got this cool thing over here. Check it out. It's like a sound diffuser.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
And then I actually finally invested in some actual panels because I found this great Canadian company, and they sell acoustic panels, but they have like a blemish list, like panels that are like stained,
Kind of like floor models or whatever.
they're stained or they're bent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you can, at a huge discount, you can buy all these acoustic panels. So I've got like 4 on the other side now, and they're all like different colors and sizes. So I just got to figure out, they're all just kind of stacked up on each other. I got to figure out how to mount. This is actually an issue. How do you like mount stuff in your tent fort? I've seen like people with neon signs hanging up on their moving blanket. How do they get them up there?
So, okay. In all
They
fairness,
probably have a wall behind.
So mine is completely covered in sound panels, but I have this as an extra barrier and buffer because I'm in the center of my house and noise and stuff. But no, it's sound treated, and I've got like 2-inch thick panels, and I've got like multiple layers of stuff. But then I have this as an extra because the room is so big. So like if I wanted to put stuff on there, I could, but I don't
Yeah.
because nobody really sees it. I don't really do lives that often, so.
So that's the trick. You got to put your blankets in front of a wall and just hammer it
You
into the wall.
can't just have them hanging there out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I have. Damn it.
But what about projects that you guys have together that have either already come out or that are coming up in the future?
So we currently have one that's out right now, which is Scream at the Fair. The Winter Maiden, I know, was submitted, so it should be coming out anytime soon. And then we have how many more from that series? Like 4 more, I think.
Something
At
like
least-
that, yeah.
And then we've got Worth the Risk by Jennifer Williams, which is like a hockey romance.
I'm
we
almost
just-
done that one.
when we just talked about that one recently where I was like, oh, this guy is such an ass. And you're like, give him time. He's just misunderstood.
That's right. That's right.
I
So
gotta
yeah,
ask.
we've got a lot of things in the works that are going to be coming out soon, but
Awesome.
yeah.
I want to ask EM. I'm stereotyping because you're Canadian, so I'm assuming you know things about hockey. The hockey romances, half the time, they really annoy me because they either don't talk enough about hockey, or when they do, they're not really correct. How do you feel about that? Do you agree? Do you feel the same way? What do you get angry about it like I do?
So fucking pissed. It's like, if you're going to do a double line pass, that is an icing.
Yeah.
The puck goes.
You can't do
goes
that.
over the blue line before you do. That is an offside.
Yes. But half the
You're
time,
only
they
on the
don't
ice
even
for 2
talk
minutes at
about,
a time.
All they
There's
do
4
is
lines.
yeah. You go out, you check your dude, and then you come back. I don't. I feel like. Oh, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say?
Actually, this. Truthfully, though, this is the only hockey romance I've ever read.
Oh, really?
Is that bad?
No.
No.
No, because they're huge now, though. Like hockey romances are a big thing, and so like Penny and I did one last season because they were big. It was also like one of a darker one, and I was also like, I am a hockey nerd, so yes. And then like the book itself was fine, but I was so pissed about like various things. Like they didn't focus enough on the hockey, and then it was just stupid stuff like that. Okay, before we do funny stuff, what about some advice for someone thinking about becoming a narrator or a voice actor? Do you guys have any advice for them?
Don't. I'm kidding.
We're full.
I was waiting for Brandon to have something like a smart ass to say.
Get your coaching from Carol Monda.
Oh yeah, we talked
Number
about her
one.
before. She's the best.
She's
Oh
the
yeah,
best.
she is the best.
She is. Like I said, invest in coaching and your sound, like your space, before you ever do an audition. Otherwise, you're going to get really frustrated really quickly.
Yeah, and you don't have to break the bank on fancy gear either, as long as you got that room sorted out. Whatever it takes, blankets, sweaters. I was watching an interview with Ray Porter, who does like, do you know the Bobaverse?
No,
It's,
I'm super nerdy, but that's
Something I don't know.
Oh, it's so good. But Ray Porter, the narrator, really makes it. And he did Project Hail Mary. Have you ever heard that one? Mm-hmm. So he narrated that book. And anyways, he said he would like have sweater. He was like recording in his closet, and he would like adjust the sweaters around him so that until it was like the perfect alignment. So you don't you don't have to have the $1,000 mic, and you don't have to, especially when you're first starting, because lots of people say like before you think it's the right job for you, why don't you sit in like a dark quiet room and just read to yourself for 2 hours and see if it's something that you enjoy, which obviously me and Brandon do. But if you don't enjoy that part of it, then maybe it's not the right type of voiceover work for you. Mm-hmm. But if you do like it, well, welcome aboard.
Well, I hear all the time, people come to me all the time and say, how do I get into this? I've been told I have a really great voice. And I'm like, that's high five, gold star, chocolate chip cookie for you. But can you act? Like I think that's the thing, is like, you can have a great voice, but if you can't act your way out of a paper bag, does it really matter? Mm-hmm. So improv, like doing just, basic acting stuff I would recommend. I mean, even just joining like a community improv group or something, that's something. And it builds on your skill set. And I think that's more important than your equipment or anything.
Mm-hmm. That's great advice. What about like accents and dialects and things like that? Do you have to be well versed in it? Is it okay if you're not? And also, what are some of your favorite and least favorite accents or dialects to do? And examples, please, obviously.
So you don't have to do them. It does open a lot more doors if you can at least do them like as a side character. But no, there are enough books out there that they never call for accents. The ones that I see that are probably the most popular right now are British, Irish, Australians kind of making a thing lately. Scottish is making a thing lately. And the thing is, like, I work with a dialect coach, so I'm very paranoid about I'm going to sound super fake and people are going to say, oh, yeah, no, this sucks. So I work with a dialect coach on those, and my most recent one was an Irish accent because I had never tried that, and that was interesting, but it was fun. But yeah, I think my most unique one was Ugandan accent.
Wow.
That one was kind of fun, and don't ask me to try to do it now because it's been a long ass time, but it was fun to do. But yeah, I mean, practice them. You can watch stuff on YouTube, but like I go through Dr. Dialect. PJ is amazing, and he is so good about helping you find, like, it's gonna sound awful, where the tongue placement in your mouth is and where to place things in your mouth to make it work. And it resonates so much with me because I can hear it, but I can't necessarily find where it's at. Jesus Christ. Okay.
In your mouth?
In my mouth. And he's great with that. But he's great with that. And so that's really helped me a lot.
That's awesome. What about you, E.M.?
Yeah, I it's funny because you have all these accents you do, at like for fun, talking with friends or whatever, and you're like, oh, I know how to do this accent. But then when you're like reading a story or a dialogue in that accent, it's not necessarily the same like lines that you pull out all the time.
Right.
Your little, so it's made it so which is why it's important to like hook up with a dialect coach or do some hard YouTubing. There's this one and a lot of practice.
Hard tubing.
Because talking like natural conversation, words in a way that you would normally not necessarily talk in, or like conversations you wouldn't normally have in your like accent that you think you have, you're all of a sudden have to do, and just like, whoa, it's like totally different. So there is one great website. It's I can't remember what the heck it's called, but it has like this same script, and it's been used since like the 30s, and it's all over the world. And so you go to England, and they'll have all the different dialects from England, and it will tell you
awesome.
it will tell you like an immigrant from Spain doing this, living in Sussex, and read and it'll be like 1975, or it'll be like 2020, and it'll be like 20s male, natural born, whatever, Cockney, Londoner, and so read this exact same script. Something about some geese, and then they'll have a little interview too with the person. So some of the audio is pretty rough, and some of it's really good. And,
That's cool.
but so you get this script, and then you get some natural conversation. And if I could remember it, just
If
Google.
you think of it, I was going to say,
Yeah.
send it because I'm curious. I haven't heard of
Yeah,
this.
that's really cool.
Yeah,
And
good.
like, yeah, I'm sure it is hard. I'm sure it is hard. Haha. No, but like, if you're just like you said, like with your friends, just like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going to speak Cockney or whatever. But then like all those little nuances that happen when you're like a fluent speaker, like how you sometimes will like merge words or sounds together or something like that. So yeah, like all of that is important to make sure it sounds authentic, I'm sure.
See, I struggled with that doing English just because,
Yeah.
and you guys, well, I don't know how much you remember, but like when I get tipsy, my accent comes out more. And when I get really far gone, the language comes out. And so it's interesting because even now I hear myself say things and I'm like, wait, no, oh, that doesn't, just random words. And people be like, who taught you how to speak? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not from here.
I'm not from here, okay? Yeah. Okay. Can we have you guys say some unsexy words in sexy narrator voice?
Sure. Oh, hold on.
That was a delayed reaction.
I know. Okay. What if I give each of you a word and you try to do it? You try to do it together.
Like at the same time?
No, but like Brandon has this word and EM has this word, and then you guys try to do like a dual narration where like Brandon says one sentence and then EM says the other sentence that kind of goes with it, but you have to put these words into it.
Bring it.
Bring it. Okay. EM, you're gonna say moist.
My favorite word.
Brandon, you're gonna say overalls because that's Penny's favorite.
Didn't I do that? Oh, I did do that. Oh, okay. All right, who's going first? You're going first?
Are we just supposed to put it into a sentence? Mm-hmm. All right. Hi. Can I get a one shawarma, please? Extra moist.
Sure, let me just pull that. God, I can't even do it with a straight face. Let me just pull that moist shawarma out of my overalls.
I love it.
You're welcome, Penny.
Yeah, he's gonna probably play that on repeat over and over. Okay. Let's see. Brandon, you're gonna say snot.
Yes.
EM, you're gonna say owls.
Okay, so what if you come in as a patient and I'll be the doctor that explains what's happening with it? That would be funny. I don't know. I'm making shit up at this point.
You want to do that?
I don't know.
I love it.
Hi, doctor. Doctor, I've got this problem. Deep in my bowel.
So, when you're having a bowel movement, does it look more like hot fudge or is it coming out more clear like snot?
Well, I'll tell you what. It's snot. Excuse me. It's snot. It's snot.
It's snot. I got it.
See what I did there? I was like, it's
You had a
not,
dad
but the
joke is
best
what
on
you
the nut.
did. Yep.
But
It's not
snot.
fudge.
Let's say the best way to give a blowjob is to huck up the snot in the back of your throat and then You're welcome, Penny. I
That
hope
made
she
me
enjoys
feel
these.
funny in my bowels.
Oh, this is the best.
Okay. I'm going to do one more and then we're going to do our naughty truth or dares like that Brandon and I played the other day. Let's see. EM, you're going to say,
She's digging deep for this one.
I am. I'm trying to think of different ones too. Fetid.
Fetid.
And, yep. And Brandon, corrosive.
Let's see here. Okay, corrosive.
No, that's
You
mine.
You have fetid.
Fetid. Okay, what's our scenario now? I guess, so, Brandon, I was fetid by the way you ate that burrito.
As you should be.
I hope your bowels are okay later. I'm into that kind of stuff, by the way.
I'm into it.
Bowel,
It's cool.
bowel play.
And that's how it turns into a pink sock.
Yep.
Right there.
Hey, you into bowel play?
Oh, God. If somebody ever said that to me, I would die laughing.
Have you ever had a colonoscopy?
Okay.
Be like, if someone was like, "Are you into bowel play?" I'd be like, "I give you a shot just for saying that." Like, if you pull that out of nowhere, 100%.
So,
Okay.
in other words, in South Carolina, EM, you've got to say that while we're out.
Yes, you have to say that while we're out. Like,
Yes.
and you can say it to one of us, but say it with an earshot of somebody else.
Can I buy you a drink? Also, are you into bowel play? Might as well start there.
God. Let's start there. See where it takes us. Oh my God. Okay, Brandon, do your sentence.
I lost mine after all of that. I had something so good in mind. Now I don't even remember what it
I
was.
know you laughed like maniacally.
Sorry. Oh my gosh.
What was the question he asked you that you were supposed to respond to? Oh, he ate your burrito or something.
Oh,
she's
the way
eating
I
the
ate the burrito.
Yeah, that's right.
And then good luck with my bowels or something like that.
I should have left the bells out of it.
Nope, always put the bowels in.
God. Well, since we're talking about bowels, depending on what type of burrito it is, it could be incredibly corrosive. And some people are into that jam. No name.
I'm into anything you guys say, like honestly. You can make it all sound good.
Especially
love it.
bowel play.
Especially bowel play. Okay. I'm gonna try to
I can't remember what our first words were. I was going to try and bring them back, but
oh, what were the first ones?
my memory's not good.
Overalls
Moist and
and
overall.
moist. Yep. Moist overalls. I'll tell you what, I spilled this club soda on me and now I ended up with moist overalls.
Oh, I like the moist overall.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
They're probably moist overalls because of that spicy burrito.
I mean, my bowels didn't know what to do with that.
Got real corrosive real quick.
And like, that burrito seemed real snotty. And I just,
Oh, yeah, snot.
Snot was one, yeah.
what's the most people you've had sex with in 1 week?
300.
I
That was
didn't
the
sleep
first
at
number
all.
that came to mind.
That makes me sound really boring.
1 week.
No, not 300.
I have to think.
Geez, I'll have to go back into my punk
Right.
rock band days. Our most controversial song was "Stinky Cunt," but I feel like it could be rejuvenated as a dark romance.
Oh, punk is my jam.
And my stage name was Slam Rod.
Of course. Slam Rod. Okay, so
Slam
that
Rod.
just that was foreshadowing into your career that you have now. Like, for sure. Slam Rod. Okay. So what's the most people that you've had sex with in a week?
Geez, I'm gonna say 3 to 5.
I was going to say, I have to think about it, and I was going to say probably 3. Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, a man has to sleep. A man can only take so much bowel play.
Okay. Do you enjoy trying new ways to pleasure yourself?
You know, I always say stick with what works, you know? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Unless it is broken, then. No, I'm kidding. Yes.
What's the most interesting,
Brandon's giving me side eye.
I know.
I'm not.
I think
It's
she's
just-
thinking. What's
I'm
the most?
psychoanalyzing you a little bit.
Yeah. So what is the funnest, most interesting type of non-conventional way that you've done for self-pleasure?
Oh. Non-conventional? Mm-hmm. Well, have you ever heard of bowel play?
Or snot. Snot works too.
Snot's a great
The
lubricant.
lubricant, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me think. I'm waiting for Brandon to
I'm letting you answer. I've answered a bunch of this stuff before.
She has.
Well, what's your answer?
No, we've done mine. That's what she said. But so it's your turn. Yours won't be the same as mine anyways, unless you want to keep deep throating the pens.
Correct.
The most non conventional way. What is a non-conventional way? Let me think.
Snowman.
Snowman, banana peels. I don't know. Just whatever.
Have you ever, they make some really high-powered vacuums these days. Now, I'm not saying I have, but the thought has crossed my
curious?
mind. That thought has crossed my mind for years. Since I was like 13 years
years.
old.
I feel
I
like
never
you need
did.
to try it.
But I always wondered.
What's the weirdest
No.
thing you've encountered in someone's butt, Brandon?
Weirdest. I mean, you get a lot of the really common things. Okay. Probably the guy that had a nutcracker. That seemed
A nutcracker?
that he fell on, just happened to be naked.
They
And
always fall on
fall on it. Right. It
Wait,
just happened
whoa.
to like
like a
spread
nutcracker
open
that-
and like,
like this, like the old school like nutcrackers, like that are like this big,
yeah.
like that look like soldiers.
Yeah. That's probably the
What?
weirdest one. I've seen other, but like that's probably the weirdest.
Can you imagine the prep that has to go into to
I'd
be
prefer
able
not
to get
to.
that in there?
I'd really prefer not.
Oh my God, a nutcracker?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, these days I'm kind of unfazed by it, but
For
like,
decoration,
huh?
They're just for decoration.
You didn't read the fine print that they're just for decoration.
Okay. I have a good question. There's a couple fun ones here. Have you ever hooked up with someone you met on a trip?
Of course.
Well, stories. I have stories too.
Oh, jeez.
Brandon.
I remember traveling with my little brother, who was at the time, I think he was like 20, and I was like 32 or whatever, because he was my youngest half brother, and he had this. I mean, like try and like be I'd be his wingman, whatever. And then when we got, this is in like Croatia or something, we got back to the hostel. He's like, "Man, I got to tell you something. I'm sorry to say, but I think you're just too old to be my wingman." And I was like, "What?"
No.
And eventually he went home and I went on by myself. But when I finally got rid of those young guys dragging me down, because he also had all his friends, then I got my mojo back. And let me tell you, Bosnia, great country. Most underrated country in Europe.
I love it. Brandon, do you have a story? I have stories.
Well,
But you can
okay,
do
so
yours.
like I said, and this is where I sound really boring, is that I can count the number of people I've been on or been with or been on one hand. And so like the question I have is, okay, maybe we met on a trip, but then we were together for a long time, or maybe we met on a trip and like, 6 months later, or like,
Well, that doesn't matter. It's still somebody you met on a trip.
Brandon's such a good girl.
I'm so mean.
What can it be, like an acid trip?
maybe they just weren't there. All right, what's the next question?
All right, well, here I'll tell one of my stories, my trip stories. One of them. So I was in high school, and I was on a trip to Disney with my family.
Oh God, please tell me it wasn't with Mickey.
No, not with Mickey.
Did he wear his head?
I
His
probably
Mickey
would have
hat?
been like, keep that head on. I'm such a Disney nerd. It's ridiculous. So I'd have been like, you're wearing that. Please. Anyway, so it was a family trip at Disney. We stayed at the Boardwalk Hotel, which is like right on property. And so the pool, it was like a carnival theme. So there was like a water slide that like you exited out of the water slide into the pool, but like around the water slide was like the clown's mouth. So like you're coming out of the clown's mouth. That's what she said. And anyway, I was down there with my family. Sort of noticed this dude, and I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Then everybody left, and then it was just me and him till 4 a.m. in the pool, also in the water slide receptacle of the clown's mouth.
Are you still talking about Goofy?
No. Nope. This is a totally other dude. He not Goofy. 100% not Goofy. This is when I was like, I think 18. I think I was 18. Well, I wasn't 18. Yeah, I was 17. Anyway, this dude was he's from Australia. He was a surfer. He was part Aborigine, and we did a lot of things in that pool and in the clown's mouth.
The layer of scuds on the top of that hot tub in the morning.
Yeah,
That's
like
like
I
to
was like,
behold.
I hope they clean some things here.
I will never go in a public pool ever again.
Yeah.
Beware the clown's mouth.
Stay away from the clown mouth. But like, because I was like in high school, I was 17 and I was down there till like 4 a.m. My dad came down to be like, "Hey, what are you doing? You need to come back to your room." So he like walked out into what have you. That's great.
Wait, he walked out into the pool?
So you didn't
He
even
walked out onto like pool like premises to be like, "You need to come back inside."
Get out of that clown's mouth. Put on
so like
some
you guys
pants.
didn't even like finish?
Oh no, we finished.
Oh. You
But
just
there was like,
kept going?
I mean, finished a couple times, and then there was continuance. And then my dad came, and I was like,
But like with the chlorine and the chemicals in the pool,
dear.
like the
"You've never done it in a pool?"
Yet.
okay, so being in the medical field, I know a lot about like microbiology and stuff. So there are
Right.
some places I could ruin a lot of things about sex
Oh
for
no,
you guys. Like
I
easily.
like thinking about it now. I'm like, but I was 17. I didn't give a shit.
Like, you know how many like little kids probably peed in that? Like
Right. I didn't care because I was 17, and I was like, "This dude's fucking hot. He's a surfer from Australia."
She's
Like,
confident in the power of her flora.
I, the microbiome.
I had no repercussions. How about that?
I think of all
Well, yeah,
the,
now, like
gotta be
thinking
tough.
about it now, but when you're like 17,
It's mind over matter, Brandon. Mind
Oh,
over
shut your
matter.
face. There's a lot I can do mind over matter that would blow your freaking mind, but that in particular, I know what's in pools. Like, I'm good.
what's the most daring costume you've worn for someone?
Daring
I feel like
costume?
those
Are you guys
really-
dress up people?
Oh, for someone. I thought you meant like Halloween. I was going to tell you about
Or
the
you
time I
can,
got my
like-
nose broken by my cab driver.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Tell that story, please.
Well, I was in this. It was like my first year going to university in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And still kind of early in the semester, October, whatever. I didn't have too many close friends yet. And I was out on a Terra Halloween party by myself. And I was dressed up as a devil. I had like spandex pants and I had a stick, like the what's it called? Pitchfork. thing.
Pitchfork. I had a stick.
And I was just like
For the bell
poking
play.
people. I was pretty trash, and I was running around like poking people in full character. And I realized
upon.
it was time for me to go, and I caught a cab, and I was like, "Take me to the 7-Eleven. I'm gonna get some food." No, take me home, and I was like, "Stop at the 7-Eleven. I need to get some food." He's like, "No. I'll drop you off at the 7-Eleven, and then you call another cab." It's like, "No,
He wouldn't wait for
just
you?
leave the meter running. I'll be 2 minutes."
Yeah.
And he wouldn't And he's like, no, you call another cab. And I was like, okay, I'll call another cab. Just take me to the 7-Eleven. And then I got there and I was like, sorry, buddy, I lied. I'll be right back. So I go into the 7-Eleven and then he comes in there after me as I'm perusing through the food. And he's like, what the fuck you trying to pull, buddy? What the fuck you trying to pull? I called the cops on you. And I was like, you want to take this outside? Because he's grabbing onto my wrist.
Oh my God.
And then,
wow.
but I was bluffing. I didn't really want to fight my cab driver, but I was like, you want to take this outside? He's like, yeah, I do. All right, well, let's go then.
In your
And then I
devil
just
costume.
in true, I hockey sweatered him. And I just pulled his sweater
Did you
over
pull
his
it
head.
up over his head?
And then I started making a run for it. And then but I was in this devil costume. I had these big black boots on, and it's like freezing cold, icy, and I wasn't the most quickest runner to begin with, but with the boots and the ice, well, somehow he managed to catch up to me, and then I just got caught like a right hook right in the face.
Shit.
And which
Your
dropped me
cab
right to my
driver
knees.
like clocked you in the face?
Yeah. But all I was thinking was like, fucking called the cops. And I ran from the cab. I got to get out of here. And then I realized I was just like, I was bleeding, and my nose was just like, you could just like, felt like you just like pull it off your face and like, I was like, my nose is broken. And then I get to my house, and I had like 5 roommates, and they were all girls, and the bathroom was just like destroyed with makeup. And there was all this like red makeup all over the floor, but I was like pretty drunk, and I thought it was.
You thought it was you.
I thought it was my blood. I was like, I'm bleeding to death. I had to call. So I called another cab to take me to the hospital, and lo and behold, I found $20 in my boot. Because the other reason I wanted to take a cab, go to 7-Eleven, was to get some cash, and I found $20 in my big black boot. The whole time that I had, I could have just paid that cab driver and avoided the whole thing.
That's the best.
So that was my dress up story.
That's your costume experience.
Sorry, 10 minutes later. Well, Brandon, what about you?
I mean, I don't mind dressing up, and I can't. I mean, I've never done like Chewbacca or anything. That'd be a little extreme. But like anything else, I've been. But I don't think that's outside of like normal. But maybe that's me. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't like, I also like, I like to have fancy like laundry outfits or whatever. I call them naughties. I'm like, oh, here's my naughties. But like costume wise, I mean, I think it was mostly always just like, I would be in whatever costume, and then people would be like, ooh, I'm into that. Let's, whatever.
Yeah.
So I am like, I love Batman probably too much. And
Go on.
go on. Like, love Batman. Love Batman. I would love someone to be Batman. It would be amazing. And yes, I do make multiple people say I'm Batman for me. So now, E.M., you need to do that. And do it with the Michael Keaton version, not the
I was
stupid
gonna ask which one. Okay.
Just like I'm Batman is fine.
I'm Batman. You want to go for a ride in my Batmobile?
Yes,
Get in.
yes, I do.
Imagine Batman in his Batman suit,
It's called a
puts
bat
on-
suit. It's not Batman
suit,
suit.
bat
It's
suit.
bat suit.
puts on the Goofy mask, the Goofy head.
No, I didn't have a thing for Goofy. He was creepy.
And a clown mouth.
I do not like Goofy.
Alternate, or a Batman head with the Goofy body.
Oh God.
Or Goofy just with a Batman mask.
No. Wait, do your like yeah.
Oh my,
Goofy.
like Goofy Batman.
I'm Batman. Oh yeah, I'm Batman.
I don't know. That's tricky. Goofy doing a Batman impression. Yeah,
that's ridiculous, and I love it. Oh my God. Well. Ooh, do you enjoy using blindfolds or handcuffs?
Yes.
I've
Yes to both?
dabbled, but they've all just kind of collected dust and like I don't know. Dabbled.
Did you do?
I'm not
did you-
I'll do it anytime. But I'm not like, get those fucking handcuffs out. Or do you want me to get those fucking handcuffs?
Anyway, I love you
my
guys.
gosh. This was fun.
It was very fun. Thank you so much for joining us and putting up with me. And okay, so E.M, thanks for putting up with me and Brandon, because that's honestly that's what it is.
My absolute pleasure. I put up with you guys anytime.
Yeah,
Got a full week with us here coming
that's
up
what
soon.
she
So
said. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You
You want to do some prep beforehand?
gotta like
foreplay.
lubricate that back of his throat with some snot and the pens and
And the bowel,
Get the bowels
blades.
moving.
It's all good. Okay.
Corrosive.
I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Love you,
It was
babe.
great.
I love you guys
All
too.
right.
All
Have
right.
an awesome
Bye,
rest
guys.
of your day. Thanks for having me on.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.